Hello YouTube, welcome to Lifestyle Aesthetics where we teach you how to level up consistently over time. So today we are going to do a home leg workout. All you will need is a stool and some power blocks. So I'm dropping them down to like the second weight level. We're going to start with calf raises on the stool. Basically what you want to do is that when you are doing your calf raises, you want to hold at the top. A little bit difficult holding it down at the bottom because we're not using a machine, but this is what we're gonna do, right? I'm trying to make sure that the weight I'm using is, um, not too heavy because I'm trying to make sure that I'm not hurting myself, right? So we step onto the to the stool. So what you want to do is put your feet, the front part halfway, and you want to hold it at the top for at least 1 or 2 seconds. Let your calves stretch out, right? So doing 2 sets of these with the heavier weight, and then after you do everything, you do 2 sets more, right? But the other 2 sets gonna be off camera. So trying to go until failure with these with the moderate type of weight, because you want to get the full extension on these calf raises, right? So that was the first set. And then we're moving on to the second set. Same thing. You want to pause and hold at the top for 1 or 2 seconds. And then you are continuing on with the reps. Since the weight is moderate, I'm gonna only rest for 1 to 2 minutes, right? So again, the home workouts, it's to focus on building and maintaining the muscle. For those of us that work all day, and then when you go to the gym, 4 p.m. and up, the gym is always like full, and you can't really do much in a busy gym, right? When it's crowded. So that was the second set of calf extensions. And then we are going to do some Romanian deadlift. So I like putting them in front of me. And then with these movements, I'm doing very slow negatives because I want to feel it, right? So this is going to work on the glutes, hamstrings, and calves. So holding it down past the shins and then exploding on the way up. Same thing how we always do with the barbells. So pausing at the bottom, exploding back up. You don't have to put too much force in the sense that you are leaning back. You can maintain an upright position. So going into failure, I really felt it on my hamstrings. Since again we don't have any benches, none of that equipment, just the weight itself. Rest for 1 or 2 minutes, and then you are doing another set of Romanian deadlift. So this is good. You want to make sure that you're practicing good form, keeping your back straight as you do these, right? And then pausing a little bit at the bottom past your shins and then all the way up. Yep, good movement here. And I like to keep the dumbbells in front of me when I do these Romanian deadlifts. And then from there, we rest 1 or 2 minutes. And then I am experimenting with these squats. So doing narrow shoulder width apart. Next time, I do want to keep them straight down towards my sides. Kind of felt some sort of pain on my elbows. Of course, you guys want to be careful of that. But if you don't feel any pinches on your elbows, feel free to put them on your shoulders. So when I'm doing these squats, notice how I'm pausing it at the bottom, balls on my feet. This is what comes natural to me when I do squats. So this is adding on with the body weight. So 20 pounds in each hand. Of course, trying to progress and go up eventually. So second set, reaching failure. Trying to force myself to hold that at the bottom for 1 second and then going back up. Be careful to not use too much weight as you might propel forward. So again, with all these movements, I'm doing another 2 sets off camera because trying to make sure that I'm growing my lower body as equal and proportionate compared to my upper body. So after we do these narrow squats, you're going to see that I'm spreading my legs a little bit farther apart. This would be similar to what a goblet squat would look like, trying to get some inner thigh action. And my feet are essentially pointing towards 45 degrees outward. So that way I don't feel as much strain on my knee joints, right? Got to be careful with all your joints. Don't feel any pinches or pain on your body. So that way you're able to build muscle long term and still be physically fit and active as you get older, right? 50, 60s and up. So that pretty much sums up the leg workout. Pretty basic stuff since everything is compound movement. Um, leg it's is composed of not that many muscle groups. You have the calves, the quadriceps, the glutes, the hamstrings. That's pretty much what you want to focus on. Slow and controlled when you do these workouts, right? So that's pretty much it. Like and subscribe. I'm gonna come down with 2 videos a week to provide more educational stuff. Watch me on TikTok and Instagram for cool edits of workouts, right? Want to be physically active, be promoting fitness and health, right? Thank you, and I will catch you guys in the next video.